Hello, humans. We are back with more scene investigators as we solve the mystery of apartment 403. All links and information will be down below in the description. So let's get cracking. Woo! Last one before the mystery scenario.
Loading complete. Good luck.
I hope they come out with an expansion for this game. Situation. A group of teenagers were brought in for questioning regarding a murder that took place at a party held at apartment 403. Some of their stories did not match up, and no one has admitted to anything. By carefully examining the details of the scene and reading their statements, can you piece together what happened at this party? So we have teenagers and a murder. Okay. That's going to be interesting, a little bit difficult. Oh, this fourth floor, though. This fourth floor is cursed. We're going to the end of the hallway now. Oh, goodness. It's always fascinating to think of the stories, the different stories that happen just down the hallway. Aliens are out there. So, I gotta stop saying so. Now, right from the get-go, we got soda on the floor. We got a little... I know what it is. I don't know what it's called. Oh, a backpack. What is this? Is it some sort of like asthma thing? A Dreen pen. I guess so, yeah, it's some sort of medication. Noble's 2003 Summer School. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Carter, welcome to Noble's 2003 Summer School. Your student schedule for the Noble's Public Schools Summer Academic Program can be found in your NPS portal account. The schedule includes the course number, name, and teacher assignment. Once students have picked up their summer school package and assignment, Oh, I just totally went back a sentence. Once the students have picked up their summer school package and submitted their summer pass form with blah, 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 blah. Some of these things, when they add in completely unnecessary but official sounding information, it's like, can you just please blur it out? Make it pretty much unreadable. Okay. Summer school starts Tuesday, June 3rd and ends after classes on Friday. $225. These courses will be offered if enrollment is sufficient. Please note that your student's summer school grade does not replace any failing grade. Ooh, that's not good. It allows them to earn credit to meet specific graduation requirements. So I actually did summer school once before. I did it completely of my own volition. Not because I was failing, not because I was having any issues. I just wanted to do it. And it was both really cool and really disappointing because in the process of doing it... Oh, music sheets. Okay. But in the process of doing it, because I had gotten so far ahead of required courses, I should have been able to essentially have 2 free periods once I was a senior, so I was only taking 4 classes a day. Or was it 5? How many classes did we take? I don't remember. I hated high school so much. But something had happened in the process of me going from being way ahead in classes to somehow being behind, that I lost my free period. And it's like, how did you guys mess that up so badly? Because it's not that I didn't do anything. It was that they literally went from telling me that I'm going to go above and beyond graduating requirements to suddenly, oh, I don't have enough classes to graduate. And it's like, how how did that happen? I didn't have to take another summer class, but I did have to fill up my class schedule again. And I was really looking forward to having a free period. Actually, I was looking forward to having 2 free periods. So we're getting quite a few names here. We have Eric, Andrew, Jack, Brian, Grace, and Lisa. So that's, what, 1, 2, 3, 6 people? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. Lots of... Did I already get Jack? Yeah. They got darts, they've got alcohol. Well, see, there we go. That's how they died. Somebody threw a dart at them. Oh, there's the body. This School District of Queens, notice of suspension. Oh, who was suspended? Brian. So it's Brian Olsen, and he was suspended. Wow. He sexually harassed someone. Number of days undetermined. Description of situation. A student reported that Brian Olsen has sexually assaulted her. These are serious allegations, so the school contacted law enforcement and an investigation will be conducted. We ask that all parties involved keep this to themselves until the investigation is concluded. The parents of both parties had been notified. So I don't see who it was that initiated the complaint, but we do know that he had this complaint. I do want to check real quick. Front door. That means whoever had this room was the one who lived in the apartment. There's the bullet, or the bullet casing. I do want to check something real quick. It was in here. Carter. So the Carter kid is not the one who got suspended. Night of Rock application form. Group name. Dead Ironclad Killers. Band member Brian. Oh, he's the contact. But Brian, Eric, Andrew, and Jack. 18, 18, 17. You must include with your application $35. A music sheet of songs. A CD or tape recording. So they were trying to come on the up and up. They were trying to get their band going. He's got... I don't even know what that is. Messenger. Oh, Messenger. That is old. Oh my goodness. No, wait, Messenger. That's Facebook, right? I don't know. Grad party. Vander217. As you know, a few of us are going to be graduating. We're going to have a grad party at our place. Let's go. I'm bringing drinks. Why can't we all just go to the arcade? So we're switching between people. So Vladder was first. Jester was second. Gamer Boy said, why can't we go to the arcade? Striker said, arcade, really? I don't understand how you enjoy that boring place. Gamer Boy, and what? Chugging a whole bottle of Cordia Light is fun for you? Gracie, I think the arcade is fun. So I'm assuming Grace is Gracie. Vader, or Vader. Chill, guys. I already made the preparations. I just want us to enjoy our last time as high schoolers together. Kitty Lover 54. Someone needs to watch over Eric. Make sure he doesn't drink so much. Striker, party pooper. So that tells us Kitty Lover is most likely Lisa. And then Striker is Eric. You know, with the way people name themselves on the internet, it's not that surprising we end up with so many weird spellings in real life too, because it just kind of bleeds over. Then we have, so Kitty Lover said, you barfed all over the couch, you boozer. It took me a week to get rid of the smell. Strikers, okay, geez, I'll be more careful next time. Vader, great, we'll see each other this coming Saturday then. If you have questions or concerns, message in this group chat. Striker, hey, what time are we gathering again? Jester, scroll up, you idiot, who already mentioned the time. So we know 3 for certain what their names are. Dead Ironclad Killers. Vader, hey guys, we need to practice this week. Can we meet up this Tuesday? Striker, sorry, no can do. I have track meet on Tuesday. I have a race coming up real soon. Gamer Boy, I can't do Tuesday either. I agreed to help my dad at the store. Jester, seems that most of us can't make it. Let's reschedule. Vader, what about Thursday? Striker, Jester, and Gamer Boy all said Thursday was good for them. Vader says cool. Vader, dude, you can't just bail. Jester, I'm really sorry, something came up. Vader, we can't practice without a drummer, and you're the only one who knows how to play the drums. Do you know how important this gig is? So it sounds like Jester wasn't even going to never mind the practice, he wasn't going to the actual event. Vader, I faxed you something, did you get it? Gracie, hey babe, what the hell am I looking at? So Vader and Gracie were dating. Vader, this just came in today. Keep this between us, please. I don't want anyone else to know about this. Gracie, is this true? Of course not. You think I'd be sharing this if it was true. Gracie, I bet you $1 million it was Christy. Vader, I was thinking the same. Can you talk to her? Gracie, I swear I'm gonna kill her next time I see her. Vader, calm down. Don't make this worse than it is. Just talk to her. Only she can make this go away. Gracie, fine. Now that tells us Brian is Vader. Because they're most likely talking about the suspension because of the assault. So Vader 217 is Brian. And that he's dating Gracie, which I'm assuming is Grace because the names are really similar. Gamer Boy. Vader, can you come over to my place this Saturday? I want to go over bass arrangement for the new song. Gamer Boy. I'll come over after 5. That's cool. I'll be at my dad's store till then. Vader, that reminds me. Do you think your dad would be willing to be a sponsor for our next gig? Gamer Boy, I can ask. Vader, sweet. Let me know what he says. This information also tells us that we are standing in Brian's room. I don't know if that means Brian is the one who passed, but we're definitely in Brian's room. Girls only. So one of the girls at the party was a sister. Probably Lisa. Lisa may have been the sister. We're gonna go for the smaller room first here. Anything in the garbage? No, we have some contacts. Lots of cleaning supplies. Overall, just a very clean, mundane bathroom. There's nothing to see in here. Unless that is what we're supposed to note, that there's nothing to see. Oh, community food drive and soup kitchen. Nice. What is this supposed to be? Is this like a camera or something? I've seen this twice now. It's that little green thing. Group chat. Rocket Scientist Grad Party. So Kitty Lover. Yes, Kitty Lover is Lisa, who is Brian's sister. Wait a second. No, they'd be twins. They'd have to be twins technically. Yeah, I didn't get her age, so depending on her age, but hey guys, even though school is over, do you guys still want to meet up and practice in the summer? Lord Killer 34, I'm fine with meeting up, but my family and I are going to be out of town around the end of July. Kitty Lover, anyone else? And at that point, nobody has responded. Grad party. So I believe this is going to be the exact same conversation. It's just going to let us know that Kitty Lover is Lisa, who is his sister. Are any of these Christy? No. So we have Zayn 78. Since Christy is graduating this year, we'll need a new captain. I think you'd be a good fit. What do you think? Zayn, I was hoping you'd be up for the task. Let's talk about this tomorrow at school. I gotta go soon. KK, talk to you later. Jester, hey, have you heard from Christy? She hasn't been to school in a few days and she's not picking up. Haven't you heard? Cassie told me she was sexually assaulted by someone. So Christy, we're gonna write down victim with a question mark because they did cast doubt as to whether or not she was fibbing. And then we're gonna write victim of Brian. Jester, WTF, please tell me they caught this MF. Kitty lover, easy there, cowboy. It's just a rumor and the school hasn't said anything yet. Hopefully it's nothing. And Jester is part of the group, so he's either Andrew or Jack. Cassandra, I don't know if you heard, but the word is going around that Christy was assaulted by someone at school. She hasn't been to school in a few days. Kitty lover, what? You better not be joking. What's the school doing about it? Cassandra, they haven't issued any statement yet. Kitty lover, hopefully it's nothing. You know how she is. She's such a drama queen. Lillian87, guess who I saw trying to walk home with Christy today? Kitty lover, you're definitely overreacting. Girl, I'm telling you, he's 100% into Christy. I bet you that's the only reason he joined the tennis club. Haha, if it is, thank God he did. He's one of our best players. Lillian, he's going to have a tough time getting through her brothers. Kitty lover, I know all of them. They're all pretty nice guys. Okay. Now we did find, not only is his tennis equipment, but there was a music sheet. Snare line. That's drums, right? Right? That's drums? If that's drums, who bailed on the drums? Jester? Okay. Simply because she said he's our best. Oh. I guess we could also look at the trophies. And that would tell us she was playing tennis. Oh, lots of practicing, lots of finals, graduation, no, Grandpa's birthday. Last day of school. It's her with a doggy. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to get from the chocolate. Why let me look at that. So not much else to see in here. So all we figured, I gotta stop saying so. All we figured out was that she was in tennis club, that she was related to Brian, so they were both members of this household. Not much really to figure out in here. We also know that she didn't know that her brother was the one who was accused. And we do know he was shot with a gun. I don't think we found the bullet, though. Unless the bullet wasn't in here. He could have crawled into there. Yeah, there's a cup on the floor here, Eric. I think if we find out who Jester was, whether it was Andrew or Jack, is this supposed to be cigarettes or something? I don't think we figured out who this was. Well, we know it was Carter. So whoever's last name is Carter. Maybe Carter is Jester? Because of like the whole something came up? Then we don't know who's Carter. Because it's a last name, not a first name. Although I am leaning towards it being Jack. Just because, you know, Jester, Jack, JJ. Might be a bit of a cop-out, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, there's the alcohol is spilled on the ground, and there's only one shoe. Fizzy Pop? That means Eric was most likely sitting here when everything went down and he spilled his drink, but I don't see the bullet anywhere. Oh, actually, you know what? The casing is in here, so it happened in here. And this I can't look at. Bad Owl. Kind of looks like a gun case. Alright, let's check out the questions. Who died? Who is the second last to arrive? Who is the owner of the blue sports bag? Who is the killer? Well, Jester. And we're going to assume Jester is Jack. Now, how am I supposed to know who arrived second to last? That is kind of an odd one. I didn't even consider how would we know that? Like, that one has liquid in it. Is this supposed to be empty or close to empty? Am I supposed to go based off of whose has more? Andrew's is empty. This one fell on the floor and was emptied out. How am I supposed to know who arrived in what order? What? Okay, but no, seriously, how am I supposed to know who was the second to last to arrive? That is such an odd one because, let's see, if we come in here, that's actually full. That's got beverage in it. But if we come in here, and if we just pretend that this cup wasn't on the floor, that if we can assume they had just poured themselves a beverage and sat down, and then these guys do have beverages, but they're on the counter. They're on the counter. Alright, I'm just writing that the bullet shell was in Brian's room. Who died? Who was the second last to arrive? Who was the killer? I could guess that it was Brian who died. And that Jack killed him. Second to last to arrive. I want to say, by coming into this scenario, one of the things that I do notice is, other than the beverage being spilled over, there is no other panic. Literally none. So any sort of conversation or confrontation that happened in here. Spare. And this is the front door. That means whoever got in here had the spare key. So he was probably in here, had the door locked. He may have just received this fax. Any sort of evidence of gun ownership from the sister? No, nothing in here. Yeah, whoever had the spare key let themselves into his room. So he had locked himself in here, because he's got one set of keys. I'm assuming the green is his, the pink is hers. Actually, whose key is in the lock? Okay, yeah, it's the green, so his room is green. That means they had to let themselves into his room. Based off of what we know from these messages in the private chats, I think the Zion is not necessary. We have the Jester who's like, hey, have you heard from Christy? We have Cassandra who was telling Christy what happened. You're lucky you have your brother. He's a big guy. Guys are intimidated by him. The perfect creep deterrent. Maybe it was his sister. Who else is going to know which key? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but who else is going to have the keys? But how am I supposed to know in what order they came? Oh, how am I supposed to know what order they showed up? Especially since one of these bags, like, they give us a last name, Carter. However, the only last names that we have other than Carter is Olsen. And if we were to say that Jester was Carter, that still doesn't really help us get in anywhere, because we don't know what this allergy is for. We don't know what he's allergic to. So I think that falls under potentially not important information. We can probably say that Andrew, his cup is empty. So he may have come towards the beginning. We have Jack. We have Brian. Jack has more liquid than Brian. Gracie's cup is empty. So I can start filling this out. Okay, Gracie, empty. But that's assuming right off the bat they even get soda. We have Eric, who did have some in his cup. Now, going based off of this, Andrew and Grace were the first ones. Brian has a quarter, which means maybe Andrew, Brian, and Grace were probably close to being the first ones, right? With Jack and Lisa showing up. No. Yeah, if Andrew, Brian, and Grace were the first batch, then Eric, Jack, and Lisa being around the same time, because Jack and Lisa both have a half. Eric is unknown. Yeah, because the lower the amount, the longer they were there. Right? That's what I'm assuming they're going off of. That's how we're supposed to figure it out. There is no interactions. We can't even like pair up the food. We know that there was 3 people playing video games. We know that much. One person who was watching. So that's 4. So 4 people were well and thoroughly established. Which may have been definitely Andrew and Eric. So if Eric was established on the couch, Andrew was established on the couch. Those are going to be the closest we get to clues for who was established on the couch. That does leave another empty of Grace. So Grace could have been established on the couch. Where was Brian's cup? Maybe it was Jack. Because Jack's cup is right next to Brian's, so like maybe he was following him. Yeah, if we say Brian was the other established person, so the 4 people who were sitting around the couch, that leaves Jack and Lisa, who were off to themselves, right? Because we have Lisa here, and we have Jack here. So if those 2 were talking, and potentially got onto the topic of Christy, how to survive on your own, for the son who avoided chores like the plague. Cooking, do not put raw eggs in the microwave. Do not put anything metal that includes aluminum foil in the microwave. If you use a lot of oil when cooking, after you're done, throw the oil in the trash, not the sink. You do not need oil when cooking bacon. Dish soap is not the same as hand soap. Dish soap is for washing dishes. Oh my goodness. Very important. Use different tool to prepare to prepare raw meat and vegetables. A tool that you used with meat must not be used with vegetables. Very nice. That's a fun little detail. I think I'm gonna lock in my answers here. Just because if Grace and Jack were talking, Jester/Jack being the person who had the crush on Christy, if they were talking, if they put their heads together, if they put 2 and 2 together, Lisa would have been the one who could have gotten into the room. No, only one?
Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
And of course, I don't know which one is the right one. I'm gonna guess that the right one is probably who died, Brian. So we could say the killer is Jack. We could switch that around. Who was the second last to arrive? We could swap them and say Lisa was the second to last to arrive. And who is the owner of the blue sports bag? I really did think that one was Jack. Unless it was Andrew. Oh. Well, that put me up to 3 out of 4.
Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
Okay, that put me up to 3 out of 4. And the 2 that I changed was who's the killer and who was the second to last to arrive. Which means the owner of the blue sports bag. Who owns the blue sports bag? I really thought it would have been Jack because it had the snare drums, right? Those are drums. Jack is the drummer. Right? Tennis equipment. Drumming equipment. Snare line. Tennis racket. Let's see, since Christy is graduating this year, Cassandra. Yeah, so the drummer, whoever's the drummer is also the one who was into Christy and joined tennis. Then we have Jester. Yeah, we can't practice without a drummer, and you're the one who knows how to play the drums. I could try changing his name to Brian. Because it's Jack. It is Jack's bag. It has to be Jack's bag. Ah.
Loading scenario.
Okay, changing the last name did not change our
Loading
answers.
complete. Good luck.
Lead vocals. Hey, I know we're becoming better friends than we have been. I just feel like I owe it to myself to get this out. Christy, I do have feelings for you, and I'm really nervous to tell you this. And by this, I'm not asking you to return these feelings, nor am I asking you to be anything more than we have been, too. And then it cuts off. Yeah, it has to be Jack's bag, so which means I've got something else wrong. It could be Lisa. Lisa could be the killer. Dang it.
Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
There we go. All right, freezing corrected. So I took a mental break. We're going to come back to this now. Okay. We know that Jack, aka Jester, was going to be busy, so he wouldn't be participating in this really super important event. We also know absolutely for certain that the owner of the bag is the question that I'm getting wrong. And we know it's not Jack. So if we do a little bit of elimination here. So the options are Brian, Eric, Andrew, and Jack. We know for certain it's not Jack. Even though there was both drumming sticks and music for the drums, there's also tennis equipment, but there was also lyrics in the bag. So there was information about lyrics. What do we know about Eric? Eric is strikers. We don't really know a lot about Eric, and we don't really know a lot about Andrew either. We don't know a lot about those two at all. I think it's safe to say it's not Brian's bag. I'm assuming it's not Brian's bag. It's probably safe to, because he probably would have put his stuff in here. Oh, if there's any evidence of him having a bag in here. Just says sports gear. A drumstick. Tennis ball. Grease on the elbow, mouthing off today. I'm assuming that's what their song was. But if it was somebody other than Jack, why would they have this note? Unless they took it from Jack. And we're like, hey, you're not going to be here, so we need this from you. Well, if we say the red bag, maybe the red bag belonged to Brian, because if somebody was going to have to do summer school, then it would have most likely been Brian because of the incident. So if this was Brian's bag, then his isn't the sports bag, which, yeah, I mean, we're still stuck at Eric or Andrew. Well, you know what that means? We guess. We start guessing. I can spell Andrew right. What? 3 out of 4 answered correctly.
Loading scenario. Loading complete.
I guess that leaves Jack. Do we have last names? We do have last names. Okay. Let's try putting in last names just in case. Lisa Olson. Do we have Andrew's last name? I don't think we have Andrew's last name. Unless this is the moment I find out I've been spelling somebody's name wrong again. So now we've gone backwards. Why did that end up being Lisa again? Oh, maybe it switched back to Lisa because I had done the thing. I had to reload the game. Finally. Okay. So I was right about Lisa and Jack being in on the killing together. What I want to know is why that was Andrew's bag. Sorry, I'm like hearing people talking in real life and I'm like, from where? Okay, we're done with this case file. I want to know why that was Andrew's bag. Post-case material. Brenda's medical report. So this is for Brenda Peterson. I'm writing to provide a medical update on Brenda Peterson, a patient who presented herself at our clinic earlier today. Ms. Peterson's face exhibited severe bruising and significant damage, indicating a traumatic incident. Notably, this marks the second time she has sought medical attention for similar injuries within the past month. During her previous visit, it was reported that Miss Peterson had fallen down the stairs, but the nature and extent of her injuries on both occasions raised concerns about the consistency of these explanations. Upon examination, it became evident that Miss Peterson required immediate attention to manage the pain and discomfort resulting from her injuries. Consequently, we have prescribed a stronger dose of painkillers to provide a more effective relief. Given the pattern observed in her medical history, it is imperative to consider alternative explanation for her injuries and to ensure that appropriate measures are taken to address any potential risk to her well-being. In light of these concerns, we strongly recommend a comprehensive assessment of Ms. Peterson's situation involving collaboration with relevant agencies such as social services and law enforcement. This approach aims to ensure her safety, address any potential underlying issues contributing to her injuries, and prevent further harm. Please feel free to contact. All right, moving on. Oh, that's it? That's all we got for post-case material on that one? That doesn't explain anything. Just that she was a victim of abuse. So that's why we know she got the restraining order. Carol's diary, entry 1. Today was an unexpected turn of events. I met Ronnie for the first time at the coffee shop where I work. His warm smile and the way his eyes lit up when he ordered his usual black coffee caught me off guard. We chatted briefly, and I couldn't help but feel a spark. Oh! I see where I messed up. Okay. Get me out of here, get me out of here. Oh, if you were granted the power to pardon one of the perpetrators, who would you choose? 401, 402, and 403? Well, not 401. Oh, shoot, I've already forgotten who was the perpetrator for what room. Oh, I don't know. I mean, realistically, would you pardon any of them? One was intentional murder, another was abuse and murder, and another, I guess, the teenagers? Oh no, don't tell me I'm not going to get to go back and see that information. Oh. Sticks. All right, I'll have to go back in the recording, pause the video, and then read the stuff and splice it in here. At approximately 11 p.m. on July, so this is the 4th floor, room 401, July 16, 2004, Clyde Peterson broke into an apartment. The apartment is currently being rented by his ex-wife, Brenda Peterson, now known as Brenda Sherman. The noise that Clyde made when he knocked over the planter woke up the sleeping baby. The baby's crying alerted Brenda, who was resting on the couch in the living room. The intruder tried to calm the baby before making his way into the next room. Brenda, hearing everything from the baby monitor, observed the intruder heading into her study room. She then quietly made her way to her safe inside her closet to retrieve her gun. Armed, she then confronted the intruder, who was desperately searching for something inside her study room. Upon opening the door to her study, she recognized the intruder, her ex-husband Clyde. While aiming her gun towards Clyde, she moved closer to her landline at her desk and tried to dial 911. Before she could finish, Clyde pulled his own gun. A startled Brenda then fired a bullet at Clyde. He accidentally fired one shot, which hit the side of the wall on a shelf before he fell. Still alive, he tried to crawl away. Brenda walked up to Clyde, shot him in the head, and killed him. That's what I was looking for earlier. 4th floor room, apartment 402. April 24th, 2002. So these were like 2 years apart. At approximately 7 p.m., Jessica and her husband Ronnie hosted a small dinner gathering celebrating Jessica's birthday. Carol, Victor, and James were the guests. However, James didn't end up showing up. Unbeknownst to the rest, Ronnie had an affair with Carol. Through the affair, Carol ended up pregnant with Ronnie's child. Ronnie started having second thoughts about the affair and intended to have the baby aborted. Carol, fearful of losing Ronnie, decided to take action against the other person in the equation, Jessica. During the gathering, Carol had brought a dose of lethal medicine. She poisoned her cup, and when no one was looking, she switched her cup with Jessica's. Jessica drank the lethal medication and succumbed to the poison. That's terrible. It's terrible. May 31st, 2003. So 2004, 2002, 2000. So these were all 1 year apart from each other. 2003, 7 p.m., 6 friends, Andrew, Brian, Eric, Grace, Jack, and Lisa, had gathered at an apartment to celebrate their graduation from high school. Brian and Lisa, brother and sister, are the current tenants of the apartment. Brian is dating Grace, and Jack has an older sister named Christy who has feelings for Brian. That means Brian and Lisa, who are the tenants, Brian is dating Grace, and Christy has feelings for Brian. Jack is the younger brother of Christy. I did not figure that out. I had no idea Christy had feelings for Brian. Prior to the events of June 1st, Brian had a false yet damning allegations thrown towards him. Prior to the events of June 1st, Brian had a false yet damning allegations thrown towards him. In a fit of jealousy and to stir up drama, Christy alleged that Brian had sexually assaulted her on school grounds. This allegation caused Brian to be suspended from the school while the facility and authorities investigated the matter. Unaware of the allegations being false, Jack plotted to take matters into his own hands. For the day of the celebration, Brian had arrived at the apartment first. Christy stopped by the apartment before anyone else arrived to talk to Brian privately. Christy eventually left, and soon after, everyone else arrived. Grace and Brian had an argument, which prompted Brian to retreat to his room. Brian had opened a pack of cigarettes and smoked a few. Jack had left the apartment due to being sensitive to smoking. Jack had returned to find everybody wasted and knocked out. Jack took the opportunity to confront Brian, who was still in his room at the time. After a brief confrontation, Jack shot Brian. Stunned at what he had just done, Jack ran out of the apartment. Wow, I was nowhere close to figuring that out. Were there cigarettes in the room? I did not see cigarettes in that room. How was I supposed to know? Were there cigarettes in that room?
Congratulations. You are now an official licensed investigator.
Ooh, we're officially licensed. I mean, it was hard. I'll definitely give it that.
Now that it's over, how do you feel?
How do I feel? I'd love to solve more.
Welcome to the agency. We'll see you on Monday.
Monday. Always Mondays. Always Mondays. Alright, I do want to go back and I want to see if there are cigarettes in his room. Oh, hey, we get to see their names. We're going to skip. Because I want to see...
New case file waiting.
I want to see if there's cigarettes in his room. I do not remember seeing cigarettes in his room.
Welcome back. Which case file would you like to tackle? Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
And we're running. We're a track star. Yeah, there are no cigarettes anywhere. Anywhere. There's no lighter there. How was I supposed to have put two and two together that Jack, who is apparently Jack Carter, right? Because I did figure out that Jack most likely was the one who was going to be busy away at school. So he was most likely Carter. But how was I supposed to put together that he was sensitive to smoke? Because there is ash here. But the thing said that he was smoking in his room. Unless they really meant he was smoking out here. Oh well.
Which case file would you like to tackle?
Ooh, none for now. I think we're gonna call it a video here. Well, that was fun. We made it through the 4th floor. We got all 3 cases done. Now we're on to the Hughes Manor feud. So that'll be the next episode, which I think I am going to compile all of these into just one mega episode once everything is done and uploaded. And I'll delete all the beginnings and the intros and the outros. I'll delete all of them, and then we'll just have like back-to-back problem solving. But for now, all of these are going to be broken up into separate. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. Like I said, be sure to check out all the other parts. I'll have links to those in the description. So until next time, have a positive day, cryptid community. Bye-bye.